welcome back into the Boise State Esports Arena. We are back as promised with Rocket League. First we have NACE, and then we have Mountain West Championships. It will be week 5 of NACE and week 2 of the Mountain West Championships. We're super excited here tonight. We're facing off against Colorado College, Utah State, New Mexico, all very strong teams trying to keep up Boise State's undefeated record in both tournaments. I am still your host, Colby D'Angelo Alloway, and still joining me here on desk is Colin Risky McJunkin, who has a lot of Rocket League expertise. And kind of just to call back to our last week's question, what do you think Boise State needs to do to maintain a perfect record?
Exactly what they've been doing so far. I think they play with a lot of. I think they play with a lot of momentum. I think they play with a lot of pride, and I think that's good for them. I think they're very knowledgeable of what they're going to do and how they want to do it. And, you know, I'm going to reference kind of a CRL game that we had with Columbia College. Being a team that's really favored to win the whole thing, it was sort of they played really strong. And I think they played to their level. And I think they're that team that's almost like no mercy until we are guaranteed this win. Until we are literally beating you 7-3, it is no mercy from this point on. And I think that's their beauty of how our Rocket League team plays. And I think if they keep doing that and they continue that throughout the entirety of the games that we're going to cover tonight, they're bound to keep this unbroken record that they have.
So we are joining our game against Colorado College in progress. So we're going to quickly do Doc's keys to the game before we get into that. Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League is to set play style, understand rotations, play to follow up, and sweaty comms. And Doc's keys to the game are brought to us by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. And with that, we're joining in progress, so we're going to get right into the NACE versus Colorado College game.
For that, we do have a little bit of lineup here. We actually have Hoosh, Baynock, and Lions, which is actually not our normal starting 3.
Oh, yeah. We get to see some other very capable members of Boise State kind of rotate in and out. Boise State has many players that we can take and push out as needed when people need breaks.
Which, with personal experience playing with both sets of these teams, they are all extremely good at what they do. I mean, they deserve to be this high-level collegiate team that they are, and they play really strong, and I have no doubt that they're going to be able to take this game no matter what it is.
Looks like Moses is one of the people in the first 50-50. We see Hoosh and Ya take that off. Looks like we are in the blue side of the field. Slime and Ya. Ya's going to get a shot on goal. It's just barely going to go to the right. Crossbar is going to send it away. Now Baynock is in possession. Now Slime Slime doesn't get the touch.
Okay, the touch. Most does have that though. Baynock's going to take up the wall. No real contest coming up. Baynock's going to get one touch off to the side. Ya having full control now. Take it off. Going to get the pass mid. Might have a shot. Slime's going to slow it down. Get one, but that doesn't mean Lion's going to save it. Baynock now gets a touch. Ya's going to try to control on the side. Once doesn't get it, but Hoosh gets a shot. It's a goal, but it's going to be saved by Slime. Now it's back over to the Broncos side.
And so now Lions is in possession of the ball, looking to score against Colorado College. Boise State already is up 1 in this best of 5. So this will be very determinant on whether or not Boise State can kind of keep going with this. We see Baynock and Hoosh kind of popping it up in the air. Hoosh is going to pop it back down straight to Baynock, who's going to score. And that is our first goal of round 2 of the best of 5.
What a beautiful just little set down here from Hoosh. Knows about the beat, gets that pass right down to Baynock. No defender in net in sight to save that ball. Beautiful setup, 1-0.
Looks like this time Baynock is going to take the 50-50. It will go our way, the way of Boise State. We see Hoosh kind of trying to set up in the middle here, but it will go past them and straight to Lions. Lions is kind of juggling it up into the air. Hoosh coming from the sidebar. Baynock sending it into the side, back to Hoosh, who's straight midfield, now on towards the side of the field. Moses is trying to do what little blocking they can. Circling the goal, going to get some boost, jump in the air, not quite able to get up high enough. Slime to Lime is going to send it right under Baynock and right into Lions.
About 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. Ya is up. Doesn't quite get into the Hoosh and interrupts that, sending it off. No defender in net for the Broncos. Does get it past. Ya kind of helping out the Broncos there with that defensive save. Hovering in front of net with nobody there. Double miss by everybody. This sets up Ya to send it back around. Lions going to get the clear, but this one Slime has it. Now it's sitting up in midfield.
It looks like Slime to Lime not able to get that touch on the ball. Baynock is going to send it straight into the waiting tires of Ya there. Hoosh, we see Hoosh going up on the side, going to back up a little bit, letting Baynock do some of the work here. Ball is going to bounce off, go straight down to Hoosh, and then Moses, and then right back to Lions, who sends it straight midfield to Slime to Lime, who gets a shot on goal, unable to make that as Baynock is now in possession of the ball again.
Baylor has possession with about 3 minutes left here. Lions first touch right up the corner. Not going to be an easy read for anybody here. Lions just has one touch. Baynock with a shot, going to hit the crossbar. It's over. Hoosh does not have quite shots fit on net. Sends it back out mid. Slime with one touch. Baynock going to get his touch down. Send it up to the wall. Yeah, it does have possession here with the first touch. Managed to stay with it. It's going to go for 50. Gets it down.
So now we have 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining, 1-0 in this best of 5. Currently, Ya has possession of the ball. They're circling like sharks. Lions is going to kind of get that away from the blue side of the court. Moses is going to miss that touch. Baynock is going to send it up into the air. And Ya can't. Ya's going to get the score. Hoosh is unable to block this. It's 1-1, 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining.
Just that small little touch there doesn't quite clear the ball away from the Broncos net. My apologies there. And Artie's going for it. Artie have the kickoff here. It's going to go in Boise State's favor. Hoosh does get one touch. A little bit of communication. Gets the touch there. Hoosh does not have a flip and sit there. A little bit of confusion coming out here for Colorado. And a 50.
There it is, Lions.
What's it in?
So, 2 minutes remaining. Boise State up 2 to Colorado College's 1. Lions is the most recent one with the goal. Baynock is going to kind of get that assist there.
2 minutes going for you. That was such a little victory touch coming out for that goal. Really putting on my back foot there. Now he's going to shadow this ball. Does have it. Gets it over to Ya. But it's not get over. Now the shot through mid. They're not going to save it. Ya making on the sidewall. Moses gets a touch. Lions going to go for midfield. Ya keeping possession. Now in the mid. Reaches the touch. It's set down. And now it's in no man's territory. Lions with the shot. Bang!
There it is. Lions with our next score. Boise State up 3 to Colorado College's 1. 1 minute and 32 seconds remaining. Slime to Lime. We see it in the air. And then Baynock Lions is just going to get that second touch. But Baynock is the one that really kind of set that up there. Team effort.
That was a beautiful little passing play coming out from the Broncos.
So as this next 50-50 goes in, it goes the way of Moses on the blue side of the field, but Hoosh is immediately going to take that over. Ya is put in a defender's position, barely able to defend against Lions' shot on goal, and now we see Lions kind of sending things over into the blue, kind of trying to race Moses for the Slime to Lime is going to be able to score.
That is unfortunate for Lions here. Gets the touch, thinking it's a little bit safe. Moses getting a perfect pinch off the wall, and just unfortunate little series of events for the Broncos here, but nothing too bad. 3-2.
3-2, minute and 16 remaining as we go to the next 50-50. We see it go the way of Slime to Lime. The 50-50 bounces off the side. Now in the orange side of the court, Lions just carrying that across the field. And Baynock is trying to get set up for the goal. There is nobody to follow up on that pass there. Now we see Lions send them into the mid. Lions gets that demo onto Ya. So we're going to see if Boise State can do anything as we get into the final minute of game.
Big man came out there looking for a pass to Baynock. Doesn't quite get it, but does get the pass now. Going to get one touch on it. Slime. Going to pass over to Ya. Has to touch. Lions are going to miss. Hoosh gets a backup there. Not able to quite stay on the ball. From the wall now. Gets one touch. Sets it down. Ya's going to have control of it. Baynock over to 50. Misses. This means Lions the only one in the net. Gets around it, but Hoosh is going to save it.
And then Hoosh is going to take that ball and try to get a shot on goal. Ya is going to stop them in the first place. We see lots of cars over on the side there. Baynock is going to send it in the air, send it to Lions, who's getting a shot on goal. It looks like there are people on net. Baynock is able to get that second touch, send it back to Hoosh in mid. Slime the Lime, though, takes it over and sends it over on the Boise State side of the field.
They have 10 seconds to score here, but that Line's going to clear it. Baynock might have a shot. Going to send out to the sidewall. Does Ya have a shot to clear for this? Controls it. Gets 50. It's now in no man's land. Lions.
1 second remaining. Boise State is going to score that goal, sending our first round 2. 4-2 with a minute remaining. With a second remaining. Excuse me. What a buzzer beater.
Yeah, 1 second left. There's not much Colorado can at this point on, so they just got to chalk it up, send it to the next game, and it is what it is. But not before Boise State has a chance to score another.
Almost.
Not going to happen.
Just
Lions
barely.
got that read, that would have been absolutely insane. But, you know, that was a solid game coming out for them. They're going to put that close on that 4-2. They did exactly what they needed to that game to close it out.
So now we are up 2 in a best of 3. So Colorado College really needs to kind of win this next round if they want to stay in this. And Boise State needs to win this next round if we want to stay undefeated. What do you think the key is for Boise State?
They're playing, you know, they're playing to their advantages. You know, one of those goals was really sort of unfortunate timing. You know, Moses got a good little pinch on it. Lions got the touch on the ball. That's something unfortunate you can't really control. So realistically, in my eyes, it's a 4-1 game there. So I think that was their level of domination they had over Colorado. And, you know, that's 2-0 now. Match point. I think they keep continuing what they got going on.
I'd like to see more kind of somebody set somebody up for the pass, and then we get the touch, and then somebody else is able to come in for the second touch and just kind of send the ball in, because it adds a lot of unpredictability to shots and can sometimes make them more likely to go in if it's not just a single person trying to make the shot from midfield. As we get into our next round in the best of 5.
Going into starting off. I'm going to kick off. It's going to be Hoosh here now. Start off back, Baynock now. He wasn't able to see that. He doesn't have the first touch off the wall. Going to send it out, going for a solo play here. Is going to be interrupted by Lions. Bounce it up to the wall. Baynock's going to 50 off the ceiling here. Lions might have an interesting little touch here. Gets it up. Hoosh already up for the shot. Gets it down, doesn't quite get it, but Baynock's here. It's going to be saved by Slime the Line, and the Broncos going to have to reset.
So it looks like, ooh, almost goes in the orange goal there. Moses is going to be able to take it, send it to Yus, send it to Slime the Lime, who kind of pops it up. The Colorado College is currently desperately defending their goal. Slime the Lime is almost going to get that clear, but Baynock is going to take it away. We see things bouncing back and forth in the midfield a little bit here. Now it looks like it is Hoosh in possession of the ball, sending it straight to I mean, feels like neither team is gained a ton of, even as we go into the blue. Wow, that was almost a goal as we do get that big clear.
Not just about a minute pass on the game. Hoosh does have a shot. Throw for the demo. Baynock.
Wow!
Leaves that goal wide open. Hoosh, you know, taking advantage there. Gets the clean shot.
Opening it up 1-0, 4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. Still a lot of Rocket League left to play, but Boise State's up 2 rounds, and I'd like to think that first goal is a good omen.
Oh yeah, before the first minute passes, they're already up 1-0, so Boise State's got to keep momentum up. They do get a pass off here. Slime Line does miss the initial challenge. Baynock now get a shadow, get into half-loop challenge. Demo leaves the net open.
Slime the Line. Man, I thought that was going to be a goal there from 50. Yeah, is going to kind of take it in. That's a goal, though. Slime the Line can't save it twice. That is Boise State up 2. Colorado College is nothing. 56 seconds remaining.
Colorado's third seems to shake it up a little bit here. That demo plays perfect with Boise State, messing up the rotation a little bit, and Yuh ends up missing the commit to clear the ball. Leaves it perfectly up with Boise State.
So as we see Lions and Moses kind of go in the middle there, 50-50 will go the way of Moses. We see Baynock taking the ball away. Slime the Line is there, gonna get that touch. Looks like Lions is gonna get the next one. Ooh, Moses is there to block that shot on goal, but Slime the Line is there to block the second one.
Hoosh has a lot of shots already on net with a demo here. Almost every player Boise State has a demo. Those going to send it out here. Lions now initially touch down to the corner, going to play it off. Yeah, getting one touch. Hoosh still on it. Not getting quite the ball, just going to rotate out. Baynock at 50, leaves it where nobody for Boise State is. Big clear coming out here for 50, and Hoosh is going to 50 it, leaving it for a teammate. Because this challenge up.
Ooh, there's almost a... Ooh, Slime the Line and Moses are going to double team to stop that goal from happening. Young kind of takes it up into the side. Hoosh is just waiting in the middle, seeing what they can do. They're not going to be able to score. Baynock is going to save that and get a little bit of a clear there. Almost back to the 50-50 and now past the 50-50. Boise State has the opportunity to go on the impressive note that not quite as Moses gets the massive clear. But this is just teams bouncing it back and forth.
A lot of double commits here. Moses actually now with the ball. Oh, almost sets it up for Colorado State. Gotta be defending this goal with a lot of heart here. Sent back around by Colorado. Lions is not gonna get a touch, but still put in the favor. Gonna get the demo. Yeah, this gives Boise State a lot of opportunity here.
Slime the Line, that's an empty net! Slime the Line is gonna miss that goal though. It looks like Moses is gonna send that up into the air just a bit too high. Slime the Line gets a second opportunity, but Lions is in goal, ready to defend. But Yah's there! There's Boise State. They just keep defending until Yah finally gets that touch and it kind of spirals in.
I'm really confused by these events that happen here. just one interesting about the other. That's not even an attempt. That's just Young being there. Right place, right time. Pays off for Colorado College.
Boise State now only up 1, 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining and counting down.
No, you just let one goal go. 2 minutes left is a lot of rock to play for Colorado. Slimeline's going to send it up. Possibly off the backboard, he's going to be barely saved by who before that goes in. Young missing the commit. The demo on Baynock giving Colorado a lot of time here. Young might have got a reader right here. Rhodes is going to send it back around. Real soft for Young. He doesn't quite get it though. Now Boise State's got to put the pressure back on Colorado. That's where they need to go.
And it looks like we see Baynock sending. Whoa. Wow, Lyons just sending that from further than midfield, just perfectly going to score. The accuracy on that, can you believe it?
Nobody there. Every defender of Colorado College was just pushed so far up. This absolute boomer of a ball that was sent is just going to give Boise State the lead 3-1 at mid-3.
And with every second that ticks down, Colorado College gets more and more uncomfortable. We see that ball up in the air, kind of flying right into Baynock's hands. We're going to see what they can do. It looks like they're going to send it straight to Slimed Line, and then back to Hoosh. We see lots of back and forth here in front of them. And Lyons is going to be the high scorer of this game. Look at that. Look at all those goals. Look at all those shots Lyons has and all those goals.
And they are demoing a lot. Every player of Boise State has a demo with Hoosh and Lyons having an unreal amount of shots on goal, which is absolutely insane. But, you know, a minute 10 left here. I have to say the game's kind of in a coffin.
Yeah, and this is the third round of a best-of-5. Boise State's already up 2, so Colorado College got to adjust their plan. We see Slime Lime trying to do that, passing it to Moses, who's up on that sidewall like a spider. Going to send that goal back to Young midfield, but Boise State is going to get that touch. Young doesn't have a shot on goal just yet. Boise State is just kind of aggressively defending, disrupting every single shot. And actually, Young's going to be able to score. Boise State couldn't get back to defending time. 4-2, 50 seconds remaining.
Playing up pretty aggressive Boise State. They do get the demo, which does mess up their rotations a little bit, but, you know, 4-2, 50 seconds left. It's very doable for Colorado College to come back here and tie this game up and possibly win. But if we see Boise State play back to the regional later right at the end of the game, they shut it down very easily.
Ooh, Lyons is going to block that goal from almost midfield. We see kind of passing it back and forth. Lyons and Hoosh looking trying to do some tricky stuff, passing things back and forth to each other. Going to miss that touch, so Baynock is going to score 5-2, 35 seconds remaining.
This was an insane touch right here. This is the perfect touch you needed to set this down for Baynock. I mean, that's so pretty right there. That's exactly what they need.
You see it go right in the middle of two members,
so
flying through the goal. Perfectly timed. You see Moses kind of sending things over into Boise State side of the field. Never mind, now things are over in Slime to Lime side of the field. Baynock, touch it in the middle, send it over to Hoosh. That's on track! Lyons is going to get that touch and score now 6-2, 25 seconds remaining.
This is some,
I don't know if Colorado College can do it.
That's some speed on the ball right there. I mean, from that touch from the Lions, they're fast on the ball there, which is the perfect explanation of just how Boise State played here and why they're winning 6-2 with 45 seconds left.
So it looks like Baynock is kind of bouncing things around. We see things in the left-hand corner, and Hoosh is going to send things back. Not able to get that. Actually is able to get that double touch, but not able to get the goal because Ya is there. Ya's now trying to clear the ball over into Boise State side of the court. Baynock's just trying to stop him from getting close to the goal. Boise State doesn't have a score. But we might try.
Is that one of those? Nope. But then it's not needed.
No, yeah, they didn't need to.
6-2, 3-0 win against Colorado College. It's a great dub for Boise State Rockets.
We're keeping our undefeated streak up in week 5 of NACE. The weeks just keep climbing, and still Boise State remains undefeated in NACE Collegiate Rocket League. Fantastic. What are your takeaways from joining that match in progress?
You know, I'm a little more interested to see how first game went, perhaps. Go ahead and look at the VODs, you know, see how that went. But joining in that in progress game, they played beautifully. I think they were on top of the game, and they were playing a level of skill and teamwork around Colorado College that they were just not able to compete with.
Awesome. And with that, we are going to take it to a break before we get into our week 2 of the Mountain West Championships.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, Camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
Hello and welcome back into the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight now we have live Rocket Week. We have switched over from NACE to the Mountain West Championships, but Boise State is still undefeated in both brackets, and the lineup will still be the same. That is Hoosh, Lions, and Baynock, the HLB as it was referred to by Coach Moore as. Boise State looking to keep that undefeated record going against Utah State and then New Mexico. I am your host, Colby D'Angelo Alloway, and joining me tonight to call all of the action is Colin Risky McJunkin. So tonight, what do you think is the most important thing for Boise State to focus on improving? It's only week 2.
It's only week 2 of that. So, but we do have a lot of experience in other tournaments that we've been playing for a while, and I think you instead of improving, I think it's sort of just focusing. It's still early, so it's more or less focusing on the basics: separate rotations, boost management, getting the demos when you can, remembering to pass out mid. It's I think it's more or less what do we have to improve, because I think all these players on our varsity level Rocket League team know more than any of us really what they should improve at, but more or less just remember the basics and going back to the simple things.
So do you think there's ever a time where you should sacrifice a play or some sort of movement to get a demo and disrupt the rotations?
Yeah, I think demoing is a little interesting because it's more or less, instead of going out of your way for a demo, because more often than not when you go out of your way it ends up backfiring on you based on karma. But I think if you're rotating or if you go for the ball and your play is done, and instead of immediately rotating, if you see somebody's in net or the person that you weren't able to beat is going for the ball and you have a chance to bump and or demo them, I don't think it's a horrible thing to go for it. In fact, it's probably going to pay off for your team 8 times out of 10 anyway, so why not just go for it?
Definitely always a thing to add there.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, we're going to compare that to Doc's keys to the game, which in Rocket League are set play style, Understand rotations, play to follow up, and sweaty comms. And Doc's keys to the game are brought to us by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. And with that, we're going to talk a little bit about lineups, kind of as we get into this game. Hoosh, Lions, Baynock. What did you see that you liked last match?
What I see that I like is the speed, the chemistry they definitely had there. There were some times where, I mean, Hoosh made a perfect little pass down and set up teammates really well. There was times where Hoosh got a touch and Lions was right on it before they even expected. But, you know, beyond that, we're already right into the first game of this best of 5 against Utah State.
It looks like 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. We see Lions kind of like Boise State in the orange. It looks like Boise State is actually the one making the first shots on the goal. So far, they are unable to find that as Hoosh kind of passes it back to Baynock up on the side there. Baynock sends it towards the skybox there and then back into that right-hand corner where we see Hoosh kind of coming in for that other touch, but Mega's going to jump and disrupt that.
NACE after the side here. Hoosh getting an unfortunate touch there off the ceiling. This might set up Lions, though, sending it back out mid. Hoosh setting up the backboard. Doesn't quite get the shot on net, though. Might want to send this back out mid, but Baynock, the shot on net isn't going to quite get there. Gets saved. Hoosh now at the 50 being sent off. And now Mega has all the control here.
It looks like Mega's going to get touched by Baynock. Baynock is going to stop that first goal from happening, and it looks like Lions stop the second goal from happening, getting that big Boise State clear, sending it right to Baynock. That was almost a goal there. I mean, you can kind of feel it in the energy in the room, and it looks like Mega's going to block that second goal. Hoosh and Baynock are kind of trying to set something tricky up here as the ball is in Mockery's possession.
Ooh, there comes the demo on Mega. Looking for the demo onto the ball here. Didn't quite get it as the Lions going to get the demo to follow up. Sending it back onto the wall. Going to try and get the ceiling read. Doesn't quite get it from Lions. Baynock back out mid. Doesn't really contest for the ball too well, but Hoosh has control of it. Going to send it back out mid. Hunt, I believe. That's correct the name there. Doesn't quite get Mega with the shot. Not going to be sent there.
Not quite going to get that. Lions now is in possession of the ball, sending things over to the blue side of the field. Hunt is going to pop up and go too high, not able to get that touch. That's going to hit the crossbar. Lions gets it second time's the charm.
They're able to secure that. You know, that was almost a goal right there. Just, that backboard sort of hurts sometimes. Luckily, Lions was there to clean it up for us.
Crossy best defender?
Yes, Crossy is confirmed best player. If we don't see the player card of Crossy this game, I'm going to be disappointed with that.
So it looks like Utah State, 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining, down 1.
Mega now in control, gets it over Baynock actually, going to be sending it up to the corner here. Might follow it up, Lions going to stop that pursuit though. The 50 not going Lions' way. Who's sending it out middle, going to follow up with it. Baynock now has a chance, 50, going to send it up off the wall, off the ceiling. Might pass out to here, doesn't quite get it. Hoosh down!
Hoosh touches it, oh my gosh!
Wow!
There wasn't a lot of speed in that touch, like Hoosh just barely dinks it and it goes pop, pop, and then hits the ground and goes straight into that goal, sending Boise State up 2 to Utah State's nothing with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first round, best of 5.
Nobody there was just up to really defend it or contest that shot, so Hoosh has all the time he needs to take in the road and make sure that ball goes in the goal.
Ball goes a little bit left from Mockery off the 50-50 there, straight into Baynock. We see Baynock up on the side of the wall like Spider-Man, and it looks like sending it right to Hoosh. Hunter's going to volley that back over. There's nobody in Boise State's net right now, but Hoosh is going to take possession of the ball, making that a little bit less dangerous. Mockery's kind of playing around in this corner, but Lions is there to defend.
Just about 2 minutes left here. Lions going to get a great 50 onto there. Not going to be quite on net yet here. Mockery just going to be playing it slow. Doesn't get it around Hoosh. Hoosh almost gets a great 50 here. Baynock off the sidewall. Almost gets beat. Nobody in Boise State defender's net. This is going to be a goal for Utah State. 1-2. About a minute 50 left.
Boise State kind of forgot their rotations. They weren't expecting that big clear. Utah State now 1, Boise State's 2 with a minute and 49 seconds remaining. Great goal by Mega. Boise State wasn't ready for it, and they capitalized on it.
Yeah, they got a little 50-50 came out for them. You know, 1-2 here. It seems kind of, you know, a little slow. It doesn't seem quite exactly to the level that we saw this team, this triple that we had going on here last time around. I think we sent up the net. We just have to control the ball.
And It looks like, as we see here, Hoosh and Mockery are kind of volleying it back and forth. We see that big bounce. Hoosh is going to take it over to the blue side of the court, right into Hunter's waiting tires, hands, whatever. Mega's over there in the corner. We see him kind of doing a little bit of dribble. Lions is going to just touch that, redirect it, kind of disrupt. Mockery gets demoed by Hoosh. That's a big disruption.
Ooh. Hoosh almost had that shot there, didn't quite get it. Hunt getting the redirect, Lions now up, gets the 50. Actually, I don't think it was 50, I think it was just straight clear. Bannock shot on net off the wall.
There it is.
It's going to go in.
There's nobody in net. Bannock's like, my time is now, and just hit that pinpoint accurate in the center of the net. There was no bouncing, there was no anything. There was just nothing but net as it went in that goal. Boise State up 2-3 to Utah's 1 with a minute remaining.
The passing plays coming after Boise. This is almost. Wow. Almost one of their Lions going to attempt to get the pass out. Does get it out. Hoosh is effectively going to leave that ball now. Going to attempt. Doesn't quite get anything off of that. Bannock does get bumped off that ball. Doesn't get it. Lions looking for the demo here. Hoosh going to 50 it out to the corner. Does get beat here. The pass out mid. Wow. And Vega's going to miss it.
There's that barely miss. We see it. If the goal is just a little bit wider, Lions is going to send it in the middle. It goes straight up into the sky. Now we are over on the blue side of the court. 30 seconds remaining. We're getting more and more desperate with each second here. Utah State has 2 goals to make up to tie. Mockery's trying to do that, dribble it in. Hoosh says no. Touches that and gets a big clear, but Mega's trying to send it back over, passing it to Mockery, who's not quite there, but Bannock sure is. And Bannock is going to make a shot on goal. Not quite get it though. And as we tick down, I think first round goes to Boise State.
And just going, they might end up chalking up another.
Wow.
And doing that.
2 seconds.
Just putting another nail in the coffin here.
And they did that our first match too. They scored a goal at 1 second remaining when they already had a lead. Boise State's going hard. This was that merciless, take everything you can get from your opponent that you were talking about before.
Leave them no room to want to play the second game, because they just absolutely destroy everything they want from that point on. Oh, but a decent little double touch coming out there.
Good job. That was a goal in 2 seconds. And honestly, proud of you, Hunt.
A little bit of confidence boost there.
Yeah.
Can't blame them for going there.
Made off of the 50-50 too. I mean, if they keep playing like that, they can definitely go toe-to-toe with Boise State there. That was real nice. So that is Boise State winning first round. What sticks out to you?
It sticks out to me a little more. You just kind of pulled up a heat map here. We actually have, total shots and boost used and side controls sort of in the general favor of Boise State here. We actually kind of see their fastest goal here, which was 56, or primarily 1 goal that was here. Just sort of the shots taken around. The quantity of shots, and not only just quantity and quality of shots taken by Boise State, is near immeasurable compared to, to Utah State, which had very little amount of shots taken and more demos than anything, honestly.
Definitely, especially on the side of Mockery there. We see Mockery with the second most amount of demos in the game, second only to Bannock with 4. And we see Boise State used 54% of the boost, which would explain why their goals were higher speed.
Oh yeah, they definitely they played that to their advantage. And boost use doesn't quite accumulate to that speed. There are definitely ways to get a lot of power on the ball without very little boost.
Yeah.
But I think that tells the story of they did almost a good job of starving them a little bit. I think that was definitely the story. If you kind of look at that left side of the screen, they had a little less boost than what they wanted to, especially going for a lot of plays they were trying to attempt.
And you can't be aggressive if you're, by default, slower than the enemy team here as we get started in our second round. Boise State up 1.
Hunt trying to play this slow off the wall. Going to carry it, getting about a couple touches. Bannock is going to 50 it off. Lions now up, gets 1 touch, sent back over to the goal. Mega is going to save it. Mockery is,
there it is, Bannock. Got set up, got that touch as Boise State up 1 within the first 20 seconds of the game.
This own goal is unfortunate for Mega, but you live and you learn. You're only 14 seconds into the game, so you just pass it on and go forward.
And you hope that you get another goal off the 50-50, because that was real nice. Not coming there as the ball goes straight into Lions' waiting tires. And then we see Hunt gonna kind of send it down main. Mega flying across the arena to get that goal. This is Utah State and Boise State 1-1 with 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining.
That's Mega making up for the fact that own goal last time around. And nobody's just sent that pass perfectly out for him. And just takes full advantage of all the opportunity he has in the air.
It looks like this 50-50 will be going the way of Hunt. There on the Boise State side of the fort, Hoosh is going to get a big clear and almost a shot on the goal.
Oh.
There's that demo that might offer. No, it does not offer them any time to get that goal. Baynock is going to reset up, try to get past things to Hoosh or Lions down main. Hoosh is unable to get that touch, and things go sailing into an empty Boise State net. Mockery, no! That is Utah State up 1. 4 minutes and 16 seconds remaining.
A little bit of confusion coming out there. You know, both Boise State attackers went up for this ball, probably expecting it to go in. Didn't quite go in their favor. Just from there, nobody was in net to defend, and 2-1 for Utah State here.
We were ready. It looks like Mockery's going to send it over into the Boise State side of the field. Mega is kind of waiting for a touch, waiting for Mockery to send it their way, maybe get that second. Mockery's not able to get that second touch. Baynox kind of gets a big clear here, sending it over into the blue side of the court, where Mockery demos Baynock.
So yeah, Mockery now at the side will hurt, doesn't quite get it though. Mega is going to get a touch. This is set a little bit. Mockery, nothing quite happening here so far, but Lance does have a touch, going for one, does get the bump. Oh, but it's just not going to quite connect for Boise State here. Hunt now sending off the mid. Mockery's up before Baynock gets the touch. Now Hoosh has all the control over it. First touch going to look set, gets it around one. Oh.
Not able to get it around Mega, just a little bit too far to the right. Mega up in the skybox there, sending it right to Baynock, who passes it to Hoosh, who sends it back to Mockery, who sends it back to Hoosh, who sends it clearing straight over into the blue. Who almost, that's a goal. That is a Hoosh score. Utah State, Boise State touch.
Wow, I mean, this shot coming out here, it just, like you said, that sort of ping pong effect here, but Hoosh somehow plays this 50 just utterly perfectly, and not to mention Hoosh is also first year here, so coming out all the way from Alaska and performing this well for Boise State's team here, we love to see it.
You see him touch it barely with that back wheel there in that goal, and then Baynock is going to send things over to Mockery, and it looks like we're in the blue side of the field. Hoosh is looking to score, unable to do that right now. Mega's going to get a massive clear and almost a goal. Lions was right place, right time.
Adapted a little bit there. No more open nets for Boise State here. But Mockery's going to send out to mid where Lions now has a touch. Might go for the double touch on the backboard before Mockery. It's going. That's the second own goal for Utah State. I think if that's one thing we needed to talk about post analysis, is that.
They're not quite ready for Boise State to be, but it looks like Baynock was going to send that in either way.
Yeah.
I mean, we see Baynock flying in after the ball. This is Utah State and Boise State. Boise State up 1, 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining.
About 2 minutes left in the match. This is a pretty high-scoring game for both sides, a total of 5 goals. Baynock almost get the shot, but Lions got the shot back. Oh, wow. Oh, but it's not going in anyone's favor. Oh, man.
And it looks like we see the ball go up there. Lions kind of... Mockery's going to send it down straight to Baynock. You see things in the right-hand corner. Hunt, not able to get that touch. Hoosh is just too high and too far there. Mockery, not able to get the touch either. Baynock's going to steal that away from them. Now able to get that first touch on the ball, sends it right to Hunter. We expect to see a little bit of passy shenanigans here.
Ball's going to go off. Mockery having a lot of control of the ball here, definitely. Baynock going to send off. Nothing quite happening here. Probably going to look, but actually a double demo coming out. Hunt's going to go ahead and clear the ball for Utah State. Not quite sure Hoosh is going to have control. Getting it 50 by Mega. Nothing quite going on here besides just being passed around in the corner here. Hoosh is up for this, gets a touch on the backboard. Baynock up. Oh.
The side is there.
Get around.
Just gets that straight around that Boise State. Now 4 to Utah State's 2. Minute and 52 seconds remaining. We see that goal. We see Baynock touch it with the front of their car, and Mega's just not able to turn around in time.
I did not think that was going to get past Mega, but that actually does. Now, Boise State's up 4-2 with about a minute 52 left. About a minute gap in each of these goals here, but now Lions has first touch before getting 50 by Mockery. Now Hoosh is going to have to save the ball.
Mockery almost got that 50 goal again, and it looks like Mega and Mockery trying to score. Baynock's just going to think it, get it around, away to Hunter, and actually just get a goal. There was nobody in the Utah State net. Completely empty.
This is just freestyling on this team at this point. You know, Hoosh makes that, or Baynock makes this touch from inside the goal. I mean, he does the in and out there, and just, how does that even happen?
And it looks like now Utah State 2, Boise State's 5, 1 minute and 36 seconds remaining. Boise State's up around.
5-2 here. Hoosh now carrying up the ball, gonna go for the touchdown, gets it. Wow!
Oh my gosh, just straight carried that all the way from across the field in there. Boise State now up 6 to Utah's 2. This was beautiful. Look at that, just was in the skybox the whole clear.
That double touch came out beautifully from Hoosh there. The newcomer just showing off perfectly why he deserves to be.
And it looks like Baynox is going to send things over to Lions. Baynox is also going to demo Mockery, kind of stops the rotations a little bit. Hoosh is going to try to get a clear here, and actually might get a goal even as Mockery goes back into that net. Nope, not quite. Mockery gets the save.
Looks like an open net for Boise State. Nobody quite there to save it.
You know, 3-6 though.
Unfortunate touch, you know, just not enough power count for Baynock. Unfortunately sends it up mid, and Hunt's just playing super close there. Manages to score the goal, making it 3-6 for Boise State.
With 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining, Utah State definitely has a lot of work they need to do if they want to tie this game. The 50-50 goes the way of... Looks like Utah State. Now Lions is sending things over into the blue. 1 minute remaining with each second that ticks down. Utah State gets more and more desperate to tie this up. Already down a round. Mega demos Hoosh, Lions demos Mockery. That's pretty even.
Baynock almost getting the beautiful little passing double touch there. Hoosh is going to be waiting here off the sidewall. Almost gets the pass out mid. Hunt sending out to the side. A lot of 50s coming in favor of Boise State here.
Right to Mega though instead of in the goal. Who sent it? Ooh, and it looks like that demo Hoosh demos Mockery.
Only about
30 seconds remaining. And it looks like Baynock is going to take that over in the corner there. Boise State trying to get a final goal. Ooh, it looks like Hunter will stop that goal from happening.
Hunt now is going to attempt to carry it. There's no way that Utah State can hopefully make a comeback here, but you know, for that speaking, they might try and get the last second goal here. They won't get the last laugh, but the very least they can do is up their confidence, but not for Hoosh. Just off the ceiling, gets the flip and set, the shot down, but saved by Hunt. And that's the very end of the game.
And that is Boise State up 2 rounds now. And in this best of 5, they only need to win 1 more before they keep their undefeated record going, and then we move on to New Mexico. But if we lose this next round, Utah State will have to pull off a reverse sweep. Do you have any tips for doing that?
Not own goaling. not own goaling would be a great idea for this team going forward.
That.
It's just, you know, it's something you don't want to do, you know? That's 2 goals that were given up. You know, it could have been such a closer game, you know. And somebody's got to hound them for something. And that was, you know, everyone could see that happen. But if they move past those things and they clean up their defensive rotations a little bit, you know, and perhaps demo Hoosh a little more.
Demo the carry.
Yeah, so.
What do these numbers tell you?
The side control is actually 10% more than what it was last time. Boost percentage 2% down compared to it was, but 74% shots taken. I mean, you can just look at the right side of the screen as well. It's just compared to Utah State, they have the quantity and they have the quality. I said the same thing last time. I'm going to say it again because it's so apparent in how they play, and they were just so dominating this time around.
I'm actually going to disagree with you on that because I think Utah State has just as much quality in their shots. They're just not taking as many. We see Utah State nail shots from the 50-50, which is a big deal and something that we don't actually see Boise State do a lot of. Like we saw it a couple of times, but I just think Utah State needs to shoot more shots.
Yeah.
They're not in positions where they get to do that a whole lot. Right as I say that, Hunter's going to take a shot and Lions is going to save it.
They're going to set out to the side. Not much contest here besides Mega. That means Lions up. Going to get first touch over. It's not going to be able to close it. Doesn't have the height to clear it off. It's going to get a little bit in the way of rotation. Just a small little mistake that comes up here. We stay with a lot of boost going forward. Does get one big clear. Lions is up. Going to get a touch. Doesn't quite get it off the backboard. Oh. A lot of Boise State is upfield.
Doesn't quite get that assistive pass there either. It looks like Hunter's trying to send things over into the orange. Mockery trying to gets that touch there, but actually touches it right into Baynock, who touches it straight into Lions, and now we are back on the blue side of the field.
A potential shot came out here, played down for it. Baynock doesn't quite get anything from it. Mockery is going to miss the commitment touch here. Lions is Lions sit in the middle. Oh, the big demo coming out. The Hoosh doesn't allow Boise State the opportunity. Oh, not before it gets saved as Baynock makes a shot.
What a save, though, by Mega. That ball was just, you could see more and more of it going in there. Slow motion almost. Hunter's going to get that touch, kind of disrupt things, send things right to Lions, who is going to send it up to Mockery up in the skybox there. And it looks like Boise State has way more boost.
Oh, that was almost a great shot coming out here. Hunt is up for this, does get the redirect, but not for, wow.
This is the first round that Utah State has scored before Boise State. 1 to Boise State's nothing. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Lots of Rocket League left to play, but this might be a bad omen for Boise State.
Yeah, you know, 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. It's still a lot of Rocket League to play.
Definitely.
You know, it's especially with only 1 goal, right? I mean, we've seen games go only 1 goal, but I don't think that's how this portion of the game is going to go, especially for Boise State, considering how dominant performance they had.
So it looks like Mega's going to demo Baynock. Lions is going to get a shot on goal, unable to get that goal. It looks like Hoosh is going to kind of pop things up in the air, but with Mega and Hunt right there, not able to get a Hunt done.
The flick up, Lions is going to give the touchdown to Hoosh. Hoosh, a lot of open net here, and a lot of open territory for Hoosh to use advantage of. Off the corner, Baynock is not going to make the commit, but does get the bump, giving Lions a lot of time here off the sidewall. It's going to be sent back over to Boise State's side. Baynock doesn't quite get the clear. It's now in open field, but the pass on the Lions might be a shot on net, and that's exactly what it is.
Beautiful setup, beautiful follow through. We see Lions score that goal. There's nobody in Utah State's net, tying this game up 1-1, 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining.
That field of view that they have, you know, just sort of, they know exactly where they want to put the ball for their teammates. You know, you could 50 Mega, or you could pass it off to the side, you know, and they play that beautifully.
It looks like, actually, Mega has a lot of boost, and so does Hunt. It looks like Boise State currently has the most boost going on here as we go into the blue side of the field. Right as I say that, Mockery and Hunt go full 100, with Baynock being the only one on Boise State going 100, and then we have Hunt kind of passing the ball back and forth. Lions is going to kind of pop it up and then maybe try to dribble it. Mockery is going to disrupt that and take the ball away. It goes flying into the air and now into this back little corner here. Going to pass it to Hunter. They're looking for a shot.
Hunt did pre-jump Mockery there for that, so that was quite the risky play, but I guess they can sort of play that card when they're just one here. But Hunt a shot. It's going to be saved by Hoosh, though. Quickly picked up by Baynock, setting it out mid. The 50 is not going to go in their favor. Hoosh just got to get a big clear on it. Over Mega. Hunt might go for this ball. He's going to play smart and play it off. Does get the corner clear.
Not quite able to get the goal that we were looking for, so both teams are still tied with 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining. Looks like Boost is in the favor of now Boise State, especially as Mega is demoed by Baynock in the middle of the field. Now might be the time to make a play. Baynock has the ball. They're going to send it over to Lions, who actually is not going to be able to score, but it looks like with all 3 numbers in net, of course, Utah State's going to get that clear, and we head back over into the orange.
What a big read by Lions there. He's going to even clear the ball. Nothing quite happening here. A pass out by Hoosh onto the corner. Might be a shot by Lions. That's exactly what it is. And that gives Boise State the lead with the minute 16 here.
Lions is here to send it in. And it looks like just Boise State up 1, minute 16. Still a lot of Rocket League left to play. But, I mean, if neither team is going to score, Boise State's going to take this round and with 3 under their belt, win the best of 5. Mockery's going to go up into the air, send it right down to Hoosh on the ground, who's going to send it to Baynock, who pops it up. And it looks like the ball is just kind of bouncing in midfield. Hoosh and Mega go up. Hoosh is able to get the touch, but so is Mockery, able to get that little bit of disruption there. And it looks like Boise State has some pretty dominant side control right now.
A little dominating, a little more boost besides Baynock here. Same with Utah State going forward here. Hoosh now has controlled the ball. Not enough boost. He's going to pass it over to Lions to stay off the backboard. And that's all it takes.
Boise State getting our next goal off of the Hoosh pass to Lions, just straight in there, gets that first touch, and then that's all they need to get that goal. Utah State 1, Boise State 3, 46 seconds remaining.
Sort of looking at this right side of the screen, there's a lot of shots to Lions name.
Oh, yeah.
I think Lions may be a main contributor to Lions and Hoosh are probably the main contributors to the shots on net that have been scored by Boise State. Oh, but a little bit of misread by Baynock.
Lions saves it. Oh my gosh, here for the shots and here for the saves too. 28 seconds remaining and ticking down as we go up into the skybox. Lions is gonna send it, try to send it to Baynock. They're unable to get that touch, but we're still in the blue side of the court. Hoosh is just gonna get that score. There was nobody that could get there in time.
Hoosh is gonna make a good, perfect little read off the sidewall for him. Hunt looking to get it clear, doesn't get the balance looking for, and Hoosh is just sitting there ready.
And it does look like with 18 seconds left, that might be the best of 5 against Utah State here in week 2, which looks pretty good for Boise State, keeping up their undefeated record.
All right, that's exactly what we want. And another open net is going to give Lions 5-1. Do they replicate the same score as last round? Do they make it 6-1? Only 10 seconds here left, though. It's looking like the end for Utah.
They're sure trying, it looks like. And we've seen goals in the past 10 seconds, but you're going to need them more than the one there off the 50-50. And it looks like Hunt is going to get the way of the 50-50. But Lions is there to kind of stop any of the scores, as all 3 members of Utah are in the orange.
That last second winding down, the ball is still being kept off the ground here. But just as I say that, though, the winner does go to Boise State here.
Boise State winning against Utah State in week 2. We've still got our undefeated. We've still got the undefeated streak going. Now, before we go to a break and get into the New Mexico game, what are your takeaways from that game that we just played against Utah?
They played that very well. I think they had the advantage over Utah the entire way through it. There was no doubt in my mind, competitively or mentally, that Boise State was losing their edge, and I think they played that well. I don't think there was ever a point where they let off the gas. I think they were playing to their abilities, and there were some open nets that were committed, but that happens every now and then. That's just Rocket League. So at the end of the day, they dominated on the field, on the pitch, and that's what they need to do to keep the streak alive.
I want to say that the biggest thing that I saw was just that Boise State had much more boost control overall than Utah State was able to. And because of that, they were able to kind of get into position faster, rotate better, and get more shots on goal. Because like I said before, the shots that we saw from Utah, they were all there, and they were all very well executed. There just wasn't very many of them, especially compared to massive Boise State. Do you have any, as we transition into player of the game discussion, do you have any of that?
Well, yeah, obviously, in our typical Boise State fashion, we'd have the trio, right? So obviously, all 3 of the players are elected here. But if I had to pick one, I think I'd go with Hoosier this round. I mean, just an absolute dominant performance, and that just double touchdown was just performed beautifully, and I think that alone deserves player of the game.
All right, well, I'm going to disagree with you there and say Lions was putting in work. There's a reason he's first on this highlight reel here tonight. The majority of Boise State goals were scored by Lions, especially in those later rounds. We just see so many. We saw those Dragons almost more times than I could keep up with tonight.
That is true. Lions was putting in a lot of work for the team.
And Lions is kind of like the middle child in the team, right? You have Hoosh, who's their first semester, and then we have Baynock, who's the longest-standing Boise State player. So Lions, still really showing up to deliver here.
Oh, yeah.
But we see Hoosh's highlight here. That was beautiful. Gets the touch from the ceiling, sends it back to the ground and into the goal. We love it. And there was nobody that was able to stop him. I mean, you see he just kind of schmoozed that right around the members of Utah State in net.
That's exactly how, that's skill right there. That is skill. It takes a lot to do that touch. That takes the right setup, the right speed. Everything worked out perfectly for Hoosh for that last shot.
So after watching those plays, do you want to kind of change before we figure out who the real player of the game is?
No, I stuck with Skies when it was Valorant, so I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yep, sticking with the Lions.
Sticking with Hoosh.
All right, so we're gonna get to that and see who the ICCU player of the game is. Oh, come on.
Ooh.
Lions! Yep. There it is! We're gonna get it.
It was, and this passing play was actually very beautiful. And, as you say that, Lions was putting in a lot of work for this team. A lot of goals can be attributed to Lions names, and a lot of shots in general. Not just goals, but shots on net at all.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was also a really big thing. If you look to the right side of the screen, his, for the entirety of that gray bar was just filled with accolades and points to be given to him.
And the player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Lions is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. Definitely made us more successful tonight with that 3-0.
Oh, yeah. You love to see it.
So we see Lions, the pass back and forth, the final touch, the sending it sailing into the goal. So do you have any final thoughts before we go to break and then our Mountain West Championship versus New Mexico?
Yeah, I think if they keep this momentum up, I really like to point out the boost usage and their side control. I think that plays really big attention there. There wasn't a lot of boost stealing. I think at the beginning of the series, there was a lot of that and a lot of demoing that sort of died off, as it kind of naturally does as Boise State players start realizing we don't need to do this to continuously win this, especially when they start 6-1-ing, 5-1-ing other teams. But nevertheless, we're going to face more difficult teams. And if that same mentality can be kept up, I think we can continue the streak.
And with that, we're going to go straight to a break, but stick around because we have more Mountain West Championships against New Mexico after this. Still trying to keep the win streak alive.
like a summer sunset. Doing things that I shouldn't, but it helps me reset. I'm fucked up, but it's fine, yeah. Anything to forget that it's all in my head. In my head, my head, my head. In my head, my head, my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. In my head, my head, my head. My head don't feel like it used to. I miss my homies, yeah. The thing we had discontinued, but I'm not lonely yet. I don't wanna talk about it anymore. Yeah, I'm drinking cause I'm bored. Down by behind locked doors, yo. In my head, my head, my head. In my head, my head, my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. In my head, my head, my head. In
Hello and welcome into the Boise State Esports Arena. We're back with more Rocket League as promised. This is still the Mountain West Championship where Boise State is trying to keep our undefeated streak alive. You see we have our players in arena here tonight. Tonight's matchup, second final matchup of the night, will be against New Mexico. We actually don't know a lot about this team or really what to expect from them. I'm still your host, Colby D'Angelo Alloway, and joining me for this final matchup of the night is Colin Risky McJunkin. So you had an opportunity to talk to the players during the break. What'd you learn from that?
Yeah, you know, sort of talking to them, asked them a little bit how they feel about this match, and sort of the responses that I got were sort of the same of, you know, feeling good, it's very winnable, you know, so they're in high spirits, you know, they feel like they're playing good today. They feel like they're at a peak, not so much as a peak, but they feel like they are performing very well under the pressure that they're at. Some of the things I also asked them were like, what are some things you're working on? What are some keys to the game that you guys have yourself? And they sort of they kind of want to work on their, you know, their positioning in a sense of first man, second man, third man, and sort of just working around that and sort of their own definition of that. And then along with sort of a keys passing for them more. If they get to pass more for them, whether that's midfield or back passing, you know, they want to work on that a little more in this game and perfect that for them.
And we will add to those keys Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League, which is set your play style, understand rotations, play to follow up, and sweaty comms. And Doc's keys to the game are brought to us by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. So we have a little bit before we get back into the match here. Tell me some more about what you guys talked about.
Yeah, that's sort of just that's you know, that's all they really had to say for me, because you know that's all they really, I think that's all they really needed to say, right? Those are some things they're working on. They're gonna go into game. They're gonna try and perfect it. You know, I think it's from what we've also known as well. We know very little about New Mexico as a team, so we can't say this for sure. But I strongly agree with their feelings of winnable and feeling good about this game, because we've seen kind of what Mountain West has to offer. So it's good to know that they're in high spirits and going to be working on something as well. It lets me know that they're adapting, they're improving, they're trying new things, and I like that for them as a team.
So we do have the same lineup as before. Hoosh, Lions, and Baynock, ye old HLB, as they're dubbed by Coach Moore here. It looks like we're getting set up for the first 50-50. We see Lions there.
Right off the bat to start that 5-minute match. Ooh, net might have been left open, but Lions is thankfully going to save that ball. Who's going to get a touch that pushes the ball a little bit more forward in the field, not before getting bumped. Lions now on the ball with double commit coming out already for New Mexico. Baynock's going to get a stop, send it off to the wall with the demo coming out from Eagley.
And it looks like, as we see here, Zane, smiley face, is going to pass that over to Lions, who is going to hand it straight over to Fossil. Ooh, that was almost a goal, but Hoosh and Baynock, are there to send it over. Eagley, we weren't able to completely block that. That is first point going to New Mexico. This dark horse is coming out swinging.
Unfortunate 50-50 going in the favor of New Mexico. That's something, you know, it's only been about 30 seconds roughly in the game. So, you know, you brush that one off and you go forward for it, as Boise State.
Definitely. 0-1, 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. It looks like we're over in the blue side of the court, so Boise State is on defense. We get a massive clear, and now it is Eakley sending it straight over to Fossil on the wall. Baynock is going to try to get that score. Fossil is going to be able to kind of stop them from doing that. Hoosh also makes that shot on goal, but with all three members of New Mexico in goal, that's going to be really, really difficult.
Lions going to get the ball over. Is there any Boise State there for it? Not exactly enough where Zane's able to clear it. Might get a touch on the backboard, is going to be able to. Baynock is going to miss the commit there, leaving Lions in the back. The Lions going to shadow, gets the 50 out to send up to the wall. It's not going to be able to grab that big boost, puts in a big disadvantage. Might be a shot on net. The 50 comes out. Oh, the Hoosh is going to fake out Zane, but now Eakley has it back to their corner. Controlling their corner boost is going really well for them. And now no pressure coming out. Besides this bump that might leave a shot, but not exactly. Nothing's going on too much in the game so far.
So we see lots of playing around the sides, and now we're in the middle of the field, back into the side control, back into that corner. It looks like Eakley now has control of the ball. They're going to pass it to Zane, who kind of Hoosh is going to look to pass it to Lions, who's looking for a big clear there, taking it straight down midfield, pretty high up in the air. Fossil's going to just barely get that touch and send it to the right, which sends it straight back into the middle. Right, Boise State is trying to set up a good score here. Hoosh passes it to Baynock. It does get disrupted a little bit. There's a little bit of a touch there. Hoosh is still looking for their next way in.
Boise looking to defend. Oh, it's going to get past I believe that's Hoosh that actually gets the clear into 50 territory infield. Baynock with the first touch, going to send it out mid. This might be followed up by Boise State defender off the backboard. Not going to be followed up too well. Hoosh is the last defender back. Is going to look for a clear here to play it slow. Not getting bumped off the ball, but Baynock is going to clean it up. Put the balls in the 50.
That was a save before it even became a problem there. We see Hoosh taking it up all the way up in the skybox, riding out like a spider. Gonna stop Fossil from touching, is going to let their team touch. Eakley's gonna try to set things up. There's not a goal for Boise State just yet, as Lions currently has possession of the ball. First touch, second touch. Eakley comes out with third and fourth touch, but there are members of Boise State in the goal to defend.
Oh, this might be a shot on net. It's going to be 50'd out, though. Who's going to be credited for the save. Lions going to go for the 50, also getting a save, while New Mexico is actually showing to be a pretty strong force on the offensive side.
Definitely.
Shot on Baynock, not going to get through, though. And now just playing from corner to corner, really.
Boise State has not had a lot of time to kind of like adjust to the amount of aggression that New Mexico is coming at them with. We saw that shot on goal there by Boise State, but was blocked by Eakley, it looks like. There, and we see Hoosh kind of bouncing it back and forth between the sidewall. There's a shot. Somebody stop Eakley. Somebody demo Eakley. That is too many saves for one man to have.
That is most definitely demoing might be the way. Oh, shot.
There
Yeah,
it is.
It's going to find its way.
Our previous round's player of the game is getting our first goal of this next game, setting himself up pretty nicely to maybe take player twice in one night.
If that feat is managed, you know, that's impressive. But, you know, once again, that may be a thing of looking towards Lion to really step up in a sense. Oh, it's going to be safe, though. You know, setting off to that second backfield, but sort of stepping up in terms of that, you know, putting a lot of shots on net. And as I say that, shot comes out from Baynock. Who's going to be saved by Zane. It's hovering in front of New Mexico's goal, but it's going to be saved by them. But Baynock's going to recenter here. Is Lions going to be able to put it on net? It's
there it is.
going to execute.
Boise State has found their stride. That's 2 goals immediately back-to-back from Lions. Boise State 2 to New Mexico's 1, minute and 14 seconds remaining. Ooh, look at that, the rotation, just to make sure it's touched in just the right direction.
Just about a minute and 15 left here. I do want to point out how many demos Eakley has. That's 3.
Whereas Boise State has 2 total, and a single person has 3, and 3 saves. And their only goal. Gosh, Eakley, doing some work.
Put the team on your back. Lions attempts to get a 50 off the sidewall. Didn't quite get it.
It looks like he sends it right to Eakley, who's going to try to score. Baynock is going to bump that away. Fossil's going to get that touch. Lots of touching back and forth between the 2 teams. Hoosh is just barely going to miss that touch, but Eakley's going to hit this one. And it looks like Lions is going to take that away. There's lots of bouncing back and forth. It's not really solidly anybody's ball, even as Baynock gets a little bit of a breakaway here.
You see Baynock set that up and go for the demo there. It doesn't quite work out, though. Lions now off the backboard. Tries to get a 50. Baynock resetting for Hoosh. Hoosh is going to get over 1. This is going to drop in front of the net. It's going to be cleared by New Mexico, but centered back by Baynock. Not going to quite get there in time from Lions. Now Lions to the back pass. It's going to be 50 sent towards Boise State territory. It's with just 10 seconds left, winding down. All the pressures on Boise State to maintain this lead and not lose it, force it to go to overtime, which is exactly what New Mexico wants.
And it looks like Lions, there it is, 3-1. That is the true buzzer beater. What, we've had 2 seconds, we've had 1 second tonight, and now we get a goal with 0 seconds on the clock in that overtime made by Lions. Your ICCU player of the game from last match.
And that's starting to shape up to the way it's forming, you know. I believe that's what, is that second goal? Maybe third goal? No, that is all 3 goals were Baynock's. Wow. Yeah, might be player of the game as well. That'd be amazing to see that happen again.
So we do have to talk a little bit about what winning round 1 means. This currently puts Boise State at an advantage. As you can see, boost used was actually in the favor of Boise State by a couple of percent, 52-48. Total shots, 63-37. That number feels very different than it did at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, and you know, just also a side control as well. I believe that's the biggest amount of percentage that I've seen side control go to one team as well. That's normally sort of a like 2%, 3% difference that goes to either side, or 50-50 in general. But no, this team had the entirety of control, which is sort of deceiving because I felt like there was an even amount of pressure coming from both sides.
What do you think that Boise State really did that let them shine the later the game went on?
That adaptive personality that I think I think they have. I think, you know, sort of they're trying those things. You know, they're really focused on this first second man role, which I think they do really well in terms of there were no open nets this time around. There were a couple close saves, most definitely, but I think other than that, they performed how they needed to towards the end of that.
And do you think they were adapting to anything specific?
They're aggressive and definitely
Equally?
Equally. I think for adapting to his playstyle and getting the ball sort of away from him and putting pressure on him as a player was definitely sort of a minute strategy that I saw kind of break down New Mexico's ability to score.
It looks like as we go in here, the 50-50 is going to go the way of New Mexico. No, Boise State, it's just kind of bouncing back and forth. Baynock is going to get a pretty big clear, send it into that corner there. Fossil is going to get that touch. We see Hoosh back to defend the net, going to successfully get a pretty big clear straight to Lions, who gets a touch, who sends it back to Hoosh. It looks like Boise State setting up to score here.
Ooh, Baynock is going to set it back up. Not able to get the goal himself. Ooh, Lions predicting the upfield touch, but not able to quite capitalize on it. Sent to the backboard. It's going to be cleared by Eakley.
There's a demo. Lions on the Fossil.
That is a big demo that might disturb Zane, almost from what I thought was going to score that goal on their own net. Eakley now off the ceiling, might have a flip, does have it, but isn't going to put it on net. Fossil attempting to recenter it, might be saved by Baynock.
It looks like Zane is still in this. Lions is going to send it over back into the side. It looks like Eakley's trying to do some stuff. And we see, ooh, Zane, no. Zane's going to hit that crossbar just up by a little bit too much. Ooh, and then Boise State was unable to get there in time. New Mexico going up 1 to Boise State's nothing. First goal, both times this went to New Mexico.
Sometimes, in my honest opinion, it's almost better. I don't know if Zane entirely meant to put that above net on purpose, but sometimes I feel rebounding a shot off the backboard and setting up your teammate is almost better in most cases than going for the shot yourself. Because that was very savable for Baynock if that was on target.
And it looks like we send things up into the air. Hoosh is going to pop it up straight to Zane. It looks like Hoosh is actually going to protect New Mexico's goal. Hoosh is still in this, though, passing it back and forth between Baynock. They're looking for the next goal, trying to take it away from Zane. Even Lions is over there. There's nobody in the Boise State net. Actually, right as I say that, Hoosh rotates back to get the big clear straight to Zane, who gets the touch midfield, and Baynock is going to touch it again, sending it back closer to orange territory.
Hoosh, now with backboard defense, does get a 50 onto it. Baynock's going to go ahead and take control over it. Lions with the backboard defense as well. Eakley with the soft touch. Doesn't quite matter though. Hoosh does take control. Getting the pinch onto the sidewall. Sets up perfectly. Hoosh is going to get outplayed here by Eakley though. It's sort of now just a dead man's ball. But Fossil going to take control. Getting a flick over one. Might be in the net, but Hoosh is going to go and get that save there. It's a big play for him. And Eakley now on that rotate. Zane has control, just sending over to the sidewall.
And it looks like Boise State currently has a boost advantage. Now might be time to make a play. It looks like Lions is trying to do exactly that, and it gets kind of sent back to Baynock, who's unable to send it back to Lions. So this ball is just kind of in no man's land in the middle there. Actually, right as I say that, it looks like it's really working for Hoosh here, who's going to demo. That's 2 members of their team demoed. Now is definitely time for Boise State to make a play.
And New Mexico definitely has a lot of boost looking over to that right side. And,
yep.
You know, Fossil does have a lot of accolades to the name as well. Lions attempting to go up for there just above. That means about Baynock is going to attempt to go off the sidewall. Does get the first touch. And then Hoosh is going to go to carry for it. Fossil now attempting to get the sidewall clear. Does get it. Baynock is on it, but gets passed up by Eakley.
And it looks like as we go in here, kind of, we see Fossil up on the sides. We see Lions on the side as well. And Fossil just kind of in the midfield. They're going to bounce that back to Hoosh, who's going to pop it up in the air to try to hope one of their teammates can maybe follow up on that. Minute and 52 seconds remaining, and only 1 goal scored by New Mexico.
Yeah, with that less than 50, Hoosh now has control of the ball. Might get the 50. Does get the 50. That was a pretty good shot on net. Now controlling it. Gonna get a pass out into mid. Does get blocked, though, by Zane.
It looks like Baynock is going to send it back over. Now Lions and Hoosh have another shot here. It looks like Zane is there to stop that goal from happening, but Hoosh is back in. No, not quite back in possession of the ball, actually.
Slowing the ball ball definitely down a little bit more for Boise State. Who's going to get a big clear? Lions with the touch onto the backboard. Baynock is up, might get the touchdown. It's saved by Fossil. That was an opportunity for Boise State to score here with just about a minute left. How's it going to turn out for them?
It looks like, as we kind of see things on the side here, Lions is trying to set up a goal. Hoosh has their man. Zane is just playing the best defense of their mind, as well as Fossil. It felt like Eakley was really dominant the first one. Now it seems like it's
big demo.
There it is. There's the big demo. And Lions is going to score, tying us 1-1 with 53 seconds remaining. This is anybody's game. This is close. Boise State is up around, but New Mexico fully within their power to take this.
This is that rotation depth that we were talking about before, during the first series as well. It's not out of your way, but it's so important because you're put in that position and you capitalize on what you're given with.
And there's one less defender, and that was critical there, and it looks like Baynock is going to save that. That was almost a goal off 50-50 there as we send things over into the side. And now Baynock is over in the orange. That goes really high in the air. We see all three members of Boise State in orange territory. Could be dangerous. We see Baynock passing back to Lions, who is going to be able to get the touch. But Zane is also going to be able to get that save 30 seconds, and both teams still tied.
Lions will keep control of the ball, but now passing off to Koosh after Fossil gave up possession, but has it controlled now back into the midfield. Nobody's going to quite make a challenge on the Baynock. Baynock having the touch off the ceiling, going to get the flip. Is there a defender there to save it? There is. Zane doesn't quite get the touch there with about 8 seconds left remaining. He's looking to go overtime unless New Mexico can capitalize. There's the demo.
Oh, Baynock, please, with the save. There it is, the overtime.
That was close.
So next goal, as we go in, is going to win this next round. If it's Boise State, that puts New Mexico in reverse sweep territory. If it's New Mexico, we're tied in this best of 5.
You can get a good 50 off the sidewall here. Gets set off the backboard. Is the Boise State attacker here to make it? No, not exactly. Nobody here quite pressuring the ball here, giving Lions a lot of territory. Oh, the touch from Hoosh is not going to be converted, but Baynock's up, might put it in. Oh,
setting it up for Lions.
Best defender.
That's what you were talking about, bouncing it off the backboard. In that case, it did not work. Lions was not able to get that touch in there. Excuse me. Baynock is kind of keeping this really high up in the air. Boise State, massive boost advantage right now. Now might be the time to make a play. And watch out for Zane. And now Eakley.
Also trying to get the creative touch there. Doesn't quite get it. Baynock's going to clear it past and over the heads of 2 New Mexico defenders.
Ooh,
a trade demo. Hoosh is now going to take this off the side while playing first bounce, sends it off the middle, but not a BSU attacker there to convert it. False not sending this off. This is dangerous territory for Boise State, but Lions is going to control it in front of the net and send it off to the side.
It looks like Zane is still trying to keep things in blue territory, but Hoosh says no and gets a big clear. Eakley's going to send it back. That is some follow-up there. Luckily, Boise State members were both in there to defend. Fossil still in possession of the ball. Hoosh is now going to be able to get a big clear with the help of Baynock, and actually that was almost a goal.
The 50 coming out for Baynock actually sets this up perfectly, even the ceiling bounce. Hoosh is now playing for that midfield. Lions hopefully gets one more touch, going to get defaulted by Zane.
Both teams kind of low on boost here with the exception of Baynock, who's getting, lower as they use it now. It looks like Boise State has a boost advantage. Eakley and Fossil kind of going down. Boise State still having really high numbers. Now might be the time to make a big play, get a big clear. It looks like Hoosh is doing exactly that. Sends it straight to Lions, who sends it back to Hoosh, who gets demoed by Eakley. And now it is New Mexico with the boost advantage.
Their dribble potential was there, but now about 2 minutes into this overtime, this is going pretty long for these players going back and forth, and it'd be really great for Boise State because to secure this game, because it puts them in that game
match point.
Yeah, match point position here.
And it looks like Hoosh is not quite going to get that goal, but Boise State's net currently isn't. It looks like it's starting to be threatened, but there are members in net there to defend, and Baynock is going to get a small clear straight into Eakley, and it looks like they're going to, Hoosh actually is going to be the first one to touch that and get a much larger clear straight to Baynock, who has an attempt to shot on goal, bounces too far midfield.
Lions gets a lucky 50-50 there for that. Ball's going to go and clear over net. Baynock's going to get a good clear out to half field. Hoosh going to pick up the ball, sends it out to the middle. Oh,
so close.
We saw the ball. It was so close to being in. Now the pass out for New Mexico. And mid.
Baynock is there to defend, luckily. We still see, no! Hoosh is going to be the one that saves that goal there. That was almost really bad for Boise State. We see Fossil. That's going to be the one that goes in, Eakley. that is New Mexico winning round 2. So, both teams round for round.
Yeah,
This might be a long night of Rocket League.
This is New Mexico is actually looking a lot stronger than my anticipation for it was going to be, and that's in part to Eakley, but also the team as well. Zane was a defensive fortress that game. That was absolutely insane going forward for that team, and I think honestly with the amount of saves they had that time, I think they deserved the W that round.
I will say that I think they're also, so what are these numbers are telling me Boise State, they're getting a lot of shots. Their shots aren't necessarily as accurate as the ones from New Mexico are making, so it's almost like the reverse problem that they were having last game.
Yeah, there definitely were about two shot opportunities that didn't go exactly in the favor for Boise State, and sometimes that's an unfortunate level of touches, but it's also really about finishing that off. And you know, we saw Boise State able to do that the 2 series before, but sort of with this New Mexico team, their defense is a little stronger, so it's something they're gonna have to overcome, and it's a mountain of itself to kind of push past, right?
And what is one of the best ways to get past a defensive fortress that, like you were talking about?
We did see one of the better goals that were scored there to tie up the game was a demo goal, right? It was it was not out of Baynok's way. He realized getting this demo is not only going to disrupt them, but it also is going to give Baynok the shot to put on net to tie it up. So I feel demoing, it's a lot easier said than done, but I think if they really want to create openings in their kind of armor, so to say, that's how you do it.
Do you think that demoing is worth, instead of touching, you maybe demo and leave touching to a different team?
Yeah. I think realizing when your touch is over and when going for one more is too much is a good step to
Definitely.
getting your teamwork more cohesive.
So it looks like Baynok is trying to get a shot on goal there. It will be blocked by Zanelock there. Man, somebody stop that fortress. It looks like Hoosh is going to get that clear back over into the orange. Boise State came to play.
Lions is going to get the air dribble in here, bouncing it off the sidewalls, going to leave it up in midfield. Hoosh now having a second touch here. The flip reset isn't going to convert it into anything like a goal as such, but Lions going to recenter it. Only one defender back. Also going to get the touch there, send it out. No real pressure coming out from anything besides Baynok sending it up. Oh, the shot potential.
There it is. Lions with our first goal. That's, I think, a good element for Boise State. Now we've gotten the first goal. New Mexico the past couple of times has been the one with the first goal, but we are up 1-0. 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Lots of Rocket League to play, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah, 45 seconds is definitely not a lot of Rocket League, but, you know, I think that good omen is a good thing to say.
Yeah, and it looks like as we go in, Fossil is going to send it up into the air, kind of do a little bit of a dribble, show off their mechanical skills a little bit there. Zanelock is going to get the next touch, and then it's Lions sending it over straight to Fossil. It looks like Eakley's back in that net. Better watch out.
Eakley going to get a second touch here onto the ceiling. Not quite, actually. Fossil's going to control off the sidewall. Does fool about 2 defenders for Boise State. Ball's going to be sent over Baynok after being bumped. Now Zane's going to go ahead and rotate back. Might cut on the ball here. Lions going to get a great 50 sending off to the corner with getting New Mexico's boost here. That's great for Boise State's position.
That was almost a goal for Boise State. It looks like Hoosh is going to send things back over there, and Baynok is there to follow it up, gets that touch. Now it's up to Hoosh to get the final touch. They're unable to. Fossil's going to just get that before them.
A little bit of confusion happening in this New Mexico corner.
Fossil's
here.
demoed.
Oh, the shot at the backboard. Not going to be able to go in, but it does get cleared out. No immediate danger on the goal here, so he doesn't have to rush too far back. As that says, Lions going to get a great clearance in midfield where Eakley has a touch. Nothing too dangerous is going to come out of here. Oh, but not if it doesn't get clear.
Fossil, no! Somebody's got to get that in there. It looks like Hoosh is no. Hoosh is actually almost going to set up Zanelock. If just a little bit more accuracy there, New Mexico would have tied it up. It looks like Hoosh is going to get the clear, though, as we head over into the orange. Hoosh is kind of sending it right for Eakley as Baynok comes over to try and touch things. Sending it back to Hoosh midfield. No, actually Hoosh is going to touch it instead of Fossil. But we are back in orange territory. Lions is looking to see what they can do, trying to get set up for a goal.
Big bump coming out there from Fossil onto the Lions, but doesn't quite connect to the momentum that they want. And missing that accuracy can be a really big detriment to your mental state, so I'd love to see how Zane is going to keep forward, but might just put it on net. Doesn't matter what I'm saying. Fossil is going to clean up Zane's pass onto the net.
Boise State didn't have enough boost to get back in time. We just see Zane get that amazing shot from mid, just set up Fossil to get that touch and send it in. doesn't go in without Fossil there to get the second touch.
1-1, which is the same turnout that game 2 was.
Yes, 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining though. Lots of Rocket League.
Oh yeah, a lot of Rocket League. Zane's going to get another good save here. Lions have shot onto the backboard, might set up Hoosh. Hoosh is going to get 50 though, unfortunately. Setting out to the corner. Fossil with a lot of control here, doesn't quite get it. Eagly's going to secure that midline boost. 50 out around the corner. Lions is going to send it around the corner. And not get the 50, but potential passing play here. Oh.
Fossil's going to come in and kind of get that touch and ruin things a little bit for Boise State. We kind of have to reset some things in the middle. Lions is going to see what they can do. Not able to get the touch. Eagly currently has possession of the ball and a view on the Boise State net. It looks like things will be sent over to the side, and Hoosh is now in possession of the ball, sending it back to Zanelock, who gets that touch, and then Lions immediately gets it after. Baynock and Hoosh trying to set up the score with all 3 members of New Mexico. Or 2 members of New Mexico, excuse me. Going to be a hard ass.
I like the self-control that Boise State is handling over the ball. It's not so much ping-pong that it was last time with sending the ball back and forth. They're really controlling the ball and sending it up the corners and trying to create plays with these flicks and passes off the backboard. So I really do like that Boise State is contributing much more of their attention to that play style.
Definitely, and it looks like Lions is going to send it up, get us a big clear into the orange, and it's sent back into that corner. Lions is going to get the second touch. That was almost a goal. Zanelock is going to redefend that a minute. 1-1. We might see round 3 go into overtime.
Big clear coming out here. Lions is going to go ahead and get it past one defender. Eagly might be there to make a contest. Is going to play it slow as no Boise State defender is going to be there to contest the demo. The double demo. Hoosh leaves it open, but it's not going to be able to convert. And the Boise State goal is wide open. Oh, no.
Oh, no. That was a double demo. And Boise... Oh. So as we go in here, Zane was just able to get a massive clear, and Lions and Baynock definitely weren't ready for it. Lions, the one remaining member of the team that was not demoed is going to break the tie. Boise State has 33 seconds to do something.
All right.
There it is. I mean, there's the tie, 2-2, 32 seconds. I mean, we're back to square one, right? Like, we're back to round 3 looking like overtime again.
And treat this as 0-0, right? 32 seconds left, 2-2. Treat it as 0-0, right? It's the beginning of the match. Just play your heart out, right? Don't get too defensive on the back foot and play smart here.
And it looks like Lions demoed. Eagly is definitely playing smart there as Fossil's going to try to get set up on goal. Baynock is going to get that touch. Gives us a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of a clear there. Zane's going to try to send things over into Boise State's side of the court. Hoosh is going to get a massive clear and send things just over into the orange side of the field. Lions is trying to pass it to Baynock, is unable to do that, and with 7 seconds and dwindling down and no goal in sight.
Hoosh with a good 50 off to the corner. Gives it the last chance. The ball is kept up. 1 second left. No more play time.
There's that overtime. And this is round 3 in overtime. Whoever wins this will be put at match point. So this is a very important overtime as we continue 6-7 seconds and climbing. Fossil currently has possession of the ball. Lions is going to go ahead and take that and get a massive clear over into New Mexico's side of the field.
No quite Boise State player able to entirely contend there. Shot on net for Baynock, and another 50 coming out. Nobody quite able to contend yet. Fossils is going to get the 50 and more or less the beat over the BSU defenders. A little bit of double commit here could be dangerous. Eagly now has full possession of the ball. Baynock off the ceiling. It's going to get a great 50 with Lions on the demo.
And it looks like Zanelock is going to send that up into the air. It didn't, I don't think it disrupted their rotations enough for a goal, but enough for a clear, at least. So Hoosh is kind of over here. Baynock trying to send things back to the goal. Hoosh in for that second touch. That is Boise State taking round 3 at match point.
This is a great play coming out here, and just they sort of catch them on the confusion of that demo. And that demo was so late in the game, but you could tell that the demo to the accidental touch by Eek was just so big in sort of this chain momentum of just setting up BSU to score that final goal. And this is so big for their momentum going forward as well, because they just lost one in New Mexico. So losing 2, I feel, would really damper the mental. Yeah, I think it would have been really bad. So it was really important for them to win this. And just looking at this, I mean, look at the left side. Look at Baynock.
They just need to take one more home. tonight, right? Boise State is now at match point. New Mexico still has to win one to be at Boise State. If you're New Mexico, next round is the round to really bring it. But look at that, 79-21.
That's
New Mexico defense is insane.
it was absolutely insane.
It feels like they have players that are just like Zane. That is a player dedicated almost entirely to defense, and then they got the clear when everybody else was just their defense is insane.
Zane was making a lot of quality touches that weren't really, and that's the thing you see with a lot of the high-level gameplay, is it's not so much, a lot of their touches aren't and don't need to be powerful, right?
Yep.
They can be these soft touches off to the corner, off to the sides that are safe to play around for defenders, and I think that's what Zane actually does really well. And not only that, but also getting the assist for Fossil to score that last goal that put them in the running.
Definitely. So round 3, very important for both teams. Boise State needs it to win it. If you're New Mexico, you need it to stay in. Both teams bringing their all to this next round. And it looks like we're already in. 4 minutes and 48 seconds remaining. Nobody's scored just yet. Lions is going to make that save on the shot on goal against Eagley. And Zane Locke is going to, of course, touch and get that massive clear onto Boise State's side of the field.
Zane keeping control of the ball is going to be 50, putting in dangerous territory. Zane not able to capitalize on it. Lions does have a touch, might have a second. Baynock trying to free flip towards the ball. Hoosh does get a good clear, might get it over the last defender. He's not going to be able to get it over Zane. You know Zane's a fortress.
Of course not.
Just demo.
Just demo him, yeah. I mean, there's the answer to your question. It looks like Baynock is going to get a little bit of a clear there, but Eagley's back making shots. Hoosh is going to be able to stop that. That is a demo onto Fossil. That disrupts the rotations a little bit. Oh. There's the shot. There it is. Boise State up 1. It was a good omen last map, so I'd like to say it's a good omen this map. 4 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. We just see Hoosh set up Lions to get that goal. Amazing team play. Got to be a great morale boost.
Yeah, that's the exact kind of confidence they need to go into here, and that's sort of the passing plays that we saw from last series that if repeated more. Oh, but an unfortunate missed touch. Not able to quite get a touch.
Just barely. We see, ooh, yeah, Lions just goes up and just barely is going to be able to miss that. Soft touch can't be a non-existent touch, and that is Boise State, New Mexico, 1-1. 3 minutes and 58 seconds remaining.
Baylock's going to get a clear onto here. Up to the sidewall, going to stay with it. Almost gets that second touch. Would have been absolutely amazing. The pass! Wow!
That was such a fast pass. New Mexico didn't even have any time to respond. We see it go straight from Hoosh, passing through Baynock, and then Lions just immediately takes it.
That is what it's so perfect about those, because for every single defender, they did not expect that ball to go mid. They expected that ball to be put on net, and that was such a beautiful execution by BSU.
And it looks like now that's put Boise State up 1. 3 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. Eagley's kind of bringing things up in the side. Baynock is going to bump things over into the orange side of the field. We're going to see if Boise State can get any more goals. It looks like Zane Locke is going on the offensive. Baynock is just barely going to touch that, kind of disrupt that. Soft touches like you were talking about. Eagley's immediately going to score after that. That's 2-2. 3 minutes and 26 seconds remaining.
Going goal for goal here so far is not exactly what Boise wants here. You know, you don't want to go goal for goal, especially when it comes to game point. You really want to wrap it up as fast as you can, because we know New Mexico now to be a team that's worth its all, you know.
That's really good. A defensive fortress. Some of the best defensive play that we've seen. Speaking of defensive play, Zane Locke is going to get a clear to mid, right into Hoosh's waiting hand. Zane Locke is going to get the demo onto Baynock. That disturbs Boise State's rotations and then sends things back over into the orange side of the field, the blue side of the field, now the orange side of the field, now the blue side of the field, now back to the orange.
Sort of setting up. Fossil not going to commit to the ball. That's smarter to send it off to the side. Getting a good clear. Now up off the wall. Fossil might have one more touch here. Is going to stick with it. Not before Baynock is going to get the halting play to that. Hoosh might have a pass up to Baynock. Not able to quite connect him around the corner. Boise might have a chance to score here again. The shot on net is going to be in.
So, in typical fashion, we probably expect New Mexico to score another goal within like a minute of this. This has been very, very goal for goal. Boise State, New Mexico. Boise State, New Mexico, right? But currently Boise State is up. 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining.
All right, right after kickoff, Baynock and Fossils is going to go in Fossils' favor, but more like Lions, because he now has a touch. First touch, not going to get it over equally. Hoosh now has control of the ball. 50 not going to go in their way. Bay not going to send it off to the side. Going to have to contest here. Does get it, sending off midfield. No exact New Mexico defender there. Able to put some pressure here. This might lead to a goal. Ooh, the creative shot is not going to capitalize on it.
Just barely. Eagly's going to get that save. We see Eagly coming back. We see kind of Fossil watching the ball happen. We see Zane in possession of the ball, going to send it up into the air. Hoosh is going to barely be able to get that touch and kind of send it into the corner and Lions waiting hands, who sends it back into Baynok, but there is no third person to touch, so Fossil is now in possession of the ball on the orange side of the field, transitioning into the blue.
About less than 2 minutes left here to play.
Big demo.
Oh, might be that demo almost paid off exactly for Boise State. Baynok paying back onto that corner. Who's sending it back around? Eaky now has a touch. Oh, this might be dangerous for New Mexico. He's not going to play too well off of it, but not before Eaky gets that creative little touch there. Now no real pressure coming out for either side here.
So, a minute and 36 seconds remaining, 3-2. We see Hoosh kind of sending it over into the orange. Boise State is going to try to score, but if all else fails, they just need to play a good defense.
Yeah, only about less than a minute 30 left, and a shot might be.
There it is.
Wow.
The best defense is a good offense, right? That's how the saying goes.
That is the saying. But I just want to take credit towards this shot. That's a beautiful placement right there. Not only from Baynok, but also I believe that was Hoosh as well that made the passing play. For Baynok to pick up on that's not in the goal and to put his car there, that's a big play right there.
Baynok barely even like scuffs the ball as it goes in. Boise State 4-2. Minute and 14 seconds. This is looking like what we like. Looks like Lions is going to get demoed by Eakley there. New Mexico does not like that, trying to disrupt rotations. We see a shot on goal. 2 shots on goal. They will get crossbar best defender there. And it looks like Fossil now has control of the ball. That's a score. Boise State does have 1 goal padding though. We're still winning this. 4-3, 54 seconds remaining.
That last touch did really kind of mess up Baynok there, mess up the rotations as well. We had a pretty hard and aggressive push there. Set us out of balance, but like you said, we have that 1 goal padding here, so we're playing really well off here. Just off the kickoff alone, Fossil may have the touch here, decides to go for boost, is going to be out of position here now. Sends it out to mid though, Baynok with the clear, sending it back out to the corner.
And it looks like as we head over into the blue, Hoosh is going to kind of send things over, not let the enemy team do what they want. Zanelock has full boost here, looking to do something with it. Tries to get the clear. It actually ends up closer to midfield. Fossil passes it over to Eakley. And Zanelock gets demoed. Boise State currently up 1, just barely, as they respawn, kind of using advantage of that disruption.
Lions out the second touch off the sidewall is going to set Lions up for a passing play here. Gets the big bump on Eakley. Baynok, wow, the touch is going to be saved by Zane. Hoosh is now up for the ball. The first touch, second now with the third. A set in the middle. This could be for Lions. No, it's not going to be able to with 4 seconds left. New Mexico's got to do something about this. 1 left. They get a shot on net, but it's saved.
And there it is. That is Boise State, 3-1. We have maintained our undefeated record, right? We didn't go down, but we did drop a single round, which really says a lot about New Mexico. And I would like to, again, specifically highlight their stellar defense.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely a big wall, a fortress that was something to overcome. But in the end of the night, Boise State was able to overcome it. They most definitely did that. And, they did adapt. Some of those things we laid out, they did those perfectly. They did the demos. They passed midfield more. They took a lot of the opportunities that they had presented to them, and they finished on the ball, which is exactly what they needed to do to close out the series.
All right, so now we got player of the game, first of all, but then we have a player interview, so be sure to stick around for that. And then we have our top 5, and then that'll be the end of the night. So, thoughts on player of the game? I think I'm going to stick with Lions.
Yeah, I think Lions definitely picked up a lot for this game. I think I'm going to stick with you here. You're
going to stick with Lions?
I think seeing Lions get this 2 times in a row is pretty big. And just
there it is. I mean, it's the first one on the highlight reel for a reason. That was a beautiful goal. Puts Boise State over there. We kind of see a little bit of back and forth. We see Baynok get that touch, and then Lions get the follow-through. Love the team play. That's the passing that kind of let Boise State eke out the win against New Mexico. Then we see Hoosh's highlight reel.
Baynock did have a presence on the field, I will say.
Definitely.
A lot more than last series, which was exceptional for Baynock as well. Just being such a presence, not only passing the ball, but also scoring, putting the ball in the net where it needed to go. So that was very important to see Baynock do here.
Look at that. Baynock is part of every single one of these scores, right? He's in the assist in Lions. He's in the assist in Hoosh, getting the score for the final highlight reel. Baynock, I definitely want to say support assist MVP.
I think all three players did a tremendous, valuable play style.
So did those highlights kind of change your mind, or are we still Team Lions? I'm still Team Lions. I don't know.
I'm going to change it just for the sake of not having double on the desk. I'm going to say Hoosh here.
Okay, great.
I think Hoosh was a force.
I mean, we'll go ahead and see.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go ahead and roll the tape.
And as affectionately as possible, I sincerely hope that you're wrong.
Oh.
And actually, it looks like we see Hoosh first of all. Nope.
Oh, yep.
But you have been debated.
I have been
Lions
debated.
is your ICCU player of the game. 2 matches in a row. Love to see it. Really came out here and said, I'm going to have the highest score on both of the teams. All of the teams for the night. All the goals are mine. And definitely got set up a lot. And not saying the other members of Boise State were sleeping, but Lions really said, let's make a highlight reel tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was something of, and it's stellar, as you said. As they much had a stellar defense, Baynock had an amazing piece of offense to offer to this team tonight. And, every member had a place to put here on this team. So, but Lions definitely had his name on those goals a lot more.
And the ICCU player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Lions is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. And now we transition into our player interview with Hoosh. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. So, what kind of caught you off guard about New Mexico tonight?
Well, our defense is definitely not the best, and so it was hard to handle with their offense because it was pretty good. And so a few of the games we struggled to manage with that, but if you look, we managed to get it back and set our defense up nice and solid, and so really just the offense was the hardest thing for us.
What were some of the biggest improvements that you made in your defense?
Like I said, definitely the defense. We had some really good passing plays going on. Baynock was he was passing to all of us. He was scoring some crazy shots.
Yeah.
So that definitely helped. But, yeah, just the passing and the defense, really, we stepped up there.
Do you have any questions, Colin?
Yeah, just sort of like that pregame interview that I kind of talked to you guys about. One of the things you kind of mentioned was focusing on your guys' roles throughout it. How did you feel about that throughout this series?
We felt really good. At least I did. Lions is kind of our go in there and mess the opponents up. So he had a lot of demos, a lot of good passes, just stealing their boosts, which was super helpful. Baynock's role is kind of like the third man, just if we need help, he's there. And then my role is just to kind of force the ball back to Baynock so we can get a good pass up to Lions. And I think we did really well that game once we got it under control. And like I said, Lions was just going crazy.
I mean, obviously. And moving forward, I mean, do you feel like you've really been challenged tonight? Moving forward, what do you take from that? Because we're only in week 2.
I think there's a lot to take from that game. Like you said, it was only week 2, and our defense was in shambles in the beginning. We need to play more confident throughout the whole thing. We can't let the small things get to us, and we just need to keep up our good passing plays. I think that's really it.
Great. Do you have anything else to add, Colin?
No, I think you guys played that game amazingly. I think New Mexico definitely presented a little bit of challenge, but you guys played that series really well, and you adapted and you overcame, and I congratulate you guys on your wins tonight.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, and thanks for thanks for coming up here on interview, and thanks for giving us a win to cast. Such an amazing win, too. So, tonight we do have our top 5 plays, which are presented to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. From all of us here at Boise State, we've had a great night. I mean, our Rocket League teams are still completely undefeated. That is the Hoosh, Lions, Baynock trio that we'll be waiting to see all kinds of great things from this semester. Be sure to stick around and watch our next broadcast.